Hi, please. Call the meeting to order in 16. Right. Please stand. Okay, with the fight song. Senator Crosby. Senator Crosby, can you, some, pass on the.
One, two.
President Colbert,
Present.
Vice President Bell,
Present.
Treasurer Moore, Chief of Staff McCollum, Deputy Chief of Staff Moore,
Present.
Director Hammond, Director Battle, Assistant Director Parker, Director Torrey, Assistant Director Campbell, Director Farmer, Director Johnson, Director Johnson, Director Johnson, Director Matthews, Assistant Director Edwards, Director King, Assistant Director Moore, Director Etienne, Assistant Director Fletcher, Director Simon, Assistant Director Wu, Director Edelman, Assistant Director Ajayi, Director Brown, Assistant Director Baton, Representative Moore, Representative Tang, Representative Lin. Oh, okay. Representative Lewis. Director or Senator Conoco. Senator Crosby.
Present.
Senator Charles Duru.
Present.
Senator White.
Present.
Senator Liu.
Present.
Senator Washington.
Present.
Senator Hamilton. Senator Chen. Senator Rhines. Senator Uma. Senator Allen. Senator Bandu. Senator Jackson. Senator Reed.
Present.
Senator Hidden Wilson.
Present.
Associate Justice Sonia. Associate Justice Davis. Associate Justice Bennett. Associate Justice Scott.
Present.
Associate Justice Olehan.
Present.
Right.
All right, go over the minutes because it's the first meeting. I'll get into the agenda. There are none. We don't have any guest speakers, any public participation or speaker concerns in the gallery. Seeing none, which communications advisory remarks.
Today. Oh, I missed that. Welcome back, Tigers. It's been really quiet this summer without you. Hello to folks I have not met yet. My name is Miss Carolyn, Dr. Harris, not Miss Harris. Miss Carolyn, Miss Speedy, however you'd like to address me. I also call me Carolyn, just my first name. In this space, we use formal introductions of folks similar to what Attorney General Jallo just did. So in this space, you can call me by the hair. I'm the Director of Student Activities, also the advisor for SGA. I met many of you at the retreat a couple weeks ago. I'm looking forward to meeting many of you as we move through the academic year. I will be present with y'all every week on Tuesdays, except when I'm on vacation at Disney World. But I want to just share a few thoughts and moments before we get into the full semester. First thing is, again, welcome back. I want to encourage all of you at the start of this new year to utilize your resources on campus. There are tons and tons of resources to support your student success here. If you don't know where to start, you can start either with your executive board or me, your advisor. I am almost always available to support you. If you want to schedule time with me, it's very easy to do. I have a link. You can sign up to schedule a meeting or just come find me in my office. We're actually just across the way from the SGA office. I also want to let you know what my role is as the advisor for SGA. As a professional staff member, I am responsible for your success as an organization. So make sure that SGA is functioning as it should, a representative body for students on campus. I'm also here to help you as individual representatives of SGA be successful in your roles. So when you're communicating with administrators, if you're trying to get a goal reached or legislation passed about a particular topic, I am generally very knowledgeable about what's happening. At Towson, if I don't know what's happening at Towson, I can ask or connect you to the right folks to get that done. I function in general on the kind of no surprises. So you're having really first conversations with administrators and myself as your supervisor are unaware, and that administrator gets to me with like, hey, did you know she was doing this? It would be a much better look for everyone if I know ahead of time. Again, I'm here to support you. I want to help you do everything that you want to do in your work in SGA. So please utilize me as a resource as well. I also wanted to just do a quick reminder for things that are upcoming. And some of the other student representatives are going to share information. The next big thing that my office is doing activities is the student audit fair, which happens next Wednesday. I believe SGA will be signed up for that. I will definitely come out to the port and wait and take some pictures with y'all. I'm also a resident school spirit person. You can't go. So I'm really into Tiger Tuesdays. I will definitely be dressed in Tiger gear every week. But I also hope to spread the school spirit and the love for the work that I get to do on campus with both of you, but that y'all are TCU students. So I'm going to be excited because you all are being students here. Looking forward to this year. There's a lot on our agenda for today. And I know that our administration is well prepared to move us through what we've got in. I'm excited. Welcome to all of our new folks at SGA, and I yield.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harris. President Combs.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Happy Tiger Tuesday. New updates. I'm trying to keep us moving along with the meeting. So first off, if you didn't attend retreat, make retreat is mandatory, and it's this Thursday from 5 to 7. I sent the locations in the group meeting, but I'll just reiterate once more. The executive branch will be in LA 3210, our room pre-meeting room. The legislative branch will be 263, and Senate Justice Room. And the district branch will be 263 in the shared space. Any questions about that? All right. Seeing none, I've also got a few student concerns we got already regarding housing and dining. We have scheduled meetings with the parties administrators that are over those areas. So I'll be sure to keep you all updated on any updates you receive. I'm meeting with housing is tomorrow. We meet with Associate Vice President Kelly Group. So I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on that. Not too much on the hiring or making positions that'll come out soon. And without you.
Third room longer.
So everybody has a good time. Get approved, the budget was approved this week, and currently I'm working on making here. They place, visitors for the following semesters. We create those semesters. Any questions? Yeah.
Hey, everyone's having the second day of classes. There's not really too much for me, just to reiterate what the coach said, if you did not attend retreat, it is mandatory that you are there on Thursday. Please show up on time. And yeah, that's really pretty much it.
Okay, the next positions aren't yet confirmed. I recommend we strike out, communities from the letter H all the way until GG, also the solicitor general. Senator Lou,
I motion to strike back on all that.
is there a second? I second that. Okay, now we're moving to a vote. All those in favor of checking out, communication letter H to GG, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, no, only those two senators who confirm right now. Only those two can vote right now, sorry. Say aye, or whatever you can vote. Nay. Abstaining. Okay. So we'll be checking out those communication letter H to GD. Now it's up to me. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're finally at our first GA. I'm sure everybody's quite happy to get the semester going along. Just a reminder that as President Coker said, retreat retraining is on Thursday. You have to be there, or yeah, you have to be there. Yeah, very mandatory. We want to see training, want to see positions. Some leadership elections is in this GA, so we'll be having that later as well. So yeah, I'm continue. Thank you. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Lou.
I motion to, review of resolution 1 for confirmation of the settlement.
Is there a second?
I second it.
All right, now move to a vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? All right, resolution number 1 is reviewed. Okay, so this is resolution number 1. Okay, resolution number 1 is regarding the confirmation of, senators to the SGA. I also reckon since we made this general assembly package after, before we get the people, I recommend that we add Ariel Weems and Alana Wilson to the resolution number 1. Senator.
I motion that Ariel Wings and Alana Wilson.
Is there-
I second.
Okay, we'll to vote on that addition. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? All right, I done. Wilson and Earl was this resolution number 1. Can we have all the senators on this list? That's including, give me 1 second. Can we have Teddy Crosby, Stephen White, G. Whitemare, Sidney Hamilton, Eric Chen, Edwin Ryan, Jalen Collins, Deron Ventures, Henry Jackson, Ariel Williams, and Alana Wilson to please step to the middle of the floor.
I believe there's a senator missing, Sarah. Anything wrong? Yes, so you might need a new motion to add her to.
I recommend we add Sarah Chinasa Duru to resolution one. Senator Uman.
I motion to add. A motion
To
to add.
add Sarah
So
Okay. Is there a second?
I think.
All right, we'll vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstain? All right. So we'll vote. I can't call the questions if you're not in. Do you all accept the recommendation? Okay. What would you like to call a question on? Okay. No presentation, okay, is there a second? I think it's done. Okay. All those in favor? All those opposed? Those abstaining? Okay, the call to question has been accepted. So with that, we're moving to a vote. Okay, we're voting on resolution number one. Okay. Sorry, can you all please leave out the room very quickly? Okay, we will now vote on resolution number one entirely. All those in favor of resolution number one? All those against? All those abstaining? With that, resolution number one has passed. Okay, all right, please, Nate. Please stay in the middle. I have to minister your oath of office. All right. Wait, right hand, please, and then me. All right. I do solemnly affirm. I do solemnly affirm. That I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University. I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University. Execute all the duties. Execute all the duties. And responsibilities of this position. And responsibilities of this position. And strive to achieve. And strive to achieve. The high level of expectation. The high level of expectation. That accompanies a position. That accompanies a position. Within the Student Government Association of Towson University. Within the Student Government Association of Towson University. I will preserve, protect, and defend. I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and all other governing documents. The Constitution and all other governing documents. Of the Student Government Association of Towson University. Of the Student Government Association of Towson University. To the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. Congratulations. Okay, so we're gonna move forward. Okay, all right, give me 1 second, one second, before we continue, only students who have been trained at either retreat or earlier today are allowed to vote. All senators who have not been trained yet cannot vote and have to abstain. I have a list of the senators who are able to vote today. Senator Crosby, Senator Ryan, Senator Merrick, Senator Milton, Senator Chin, Senator Monk, Senator Booth, and Senator Benji, I'm sorry. Those are the only individuals who are able to abstain. Now, are there any more motions on the floor? Senator Bobby,
A motion to review resolution number two.
is there a second? Senator Ryan.
I'll second.
All right, now we're moving to a vote. to review resolution number 2. All in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Remember, people who have been trained how to abstain, I'm just making sure. Okay. Thank you. With that, the resolution will be as passed. Okay, on to resolution 2. Order number 2 regarding the combination of the executive branch, executive departments within the executive cabinet council and as an individual under the administration of Thompson SGA. Before I have to ask that I recommend that we add Amobola and Maya Hammond to resolution number 2. Senator Lee.
I move that recommendation be added.
Is there a second?
A second.
All right, now we vote to add the 2 individuals to resolution 2. All those for, all those, I'm sorry. All right. All those against? All those abstaining? All right, okay, so resolution number 2 with the addition of the individuals has passed. Now, is there any resolution? Senator Carter.
I call the question.
Okay, you called the question. Is there a second? Senator Hines. All right, we're moving to a vote. All those in favor? All those against? All those abstaining? Okay, call the question has been accepted. All the individuals on this list, I think that you, move yourselves in the room, please, as we vote. Sophie, Okamo, Evermore, Parker. So round 2. Joey, Shade, Lindsay, Maya, Mary, Kayla, Kiara, Daria, you can. Okay. Senator Crosby.
I move to add Laura Thompson to resolution 2.
Oh, good to withdraw.
Yes, to acknowledging your line missing from this paper and you are currently in call questions. So
I withdraw my motion.
Okay.
What we did, we voted on the call question already, so we're already on call question. We're all voting all of this resolution. Resolution 3, though, and if I'm correct, are we able to add her name under resolution 3 and her bill?
That's for some of the resolution for the judges, but can we add?
Executive point of information to the chair. It says executive council percent initial grant.
I can make a friendly amendment into resolution. I'm still making amendments to resolution 3. Okay.
yeah, so the point of order still stands. Y'all just voted to call to question and you approved to call question. Yeah.
So we're gonna, I guess, carry on with the question, but I'll make an amendment to resolution 3 to add Laura.
Okay.
So
All right,
You gotta call the roll.
all right, all those in favor? All those opposed? All abstaining? All right, this is the, resolution 2, correct? Resolution number 2 hasn't passed. Somebody please open the door, let them back in.
that big loud for y'all.
Congratulations, everybody, the best branch in the SGA. I don't know how equally though. But congratulations, everyone, please raise your right hand. I state your name. Do solemnly affirm. That I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University. Execute all of the duties. And responsibilities of this position. And strive to achieve. The high level of expectation. That accompanies a position. Within the Student Government Association of Towson University. I will preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution and all other government documents. Of the Student Government Association of Towson University. To the best of my ability. Congratulations and welcome to the best bench.
All right. If there are any more motions on the floor, your property. I'm going to make it, I'm going to make amendment to resolution number 3. Yes. Motion to make amendment on resolution number 3. Making amendment to the last whereas President Open is looking to the following individuals to the judicial board and add executive cabinet. And then to add Lorelei Thompson as letter E. All right. Executive cabinet after judicial board. And you said that, I mentioned the blue, you said that earlier.
I accept.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So. Everyone else.
I'll make this review resolution number 3.
All right, is there a second?
A second.
All right, moving to a vote, all those in favor of doing resolution number 3? All those against? All those abstaining? Wonderful, it's passed. Okay, resolution number 3 is to confirm that state justices, in addition to, an executive cabinet member Lorelei Thompson. Yes, Senator Cross. I call a question. All right, he has a second. Senator Ryan. A second. Wonderful. All right, we're moving to a vote. We'll call the question. All those in favor? Those against? All those abstaining? All right. With that, the clerk budget passed. All right. All the justice boards, can y'all please walk out, Lorelei Thompson, can you please, sorry, can you walk out? All right. Move into we vote on resolution number 3 in its entirety. Okay. All those in favor? All those against? All those abstaining? Wonderful. Resolution number 3 is passed in its entirety. And sorry, please let them back in.
Already? Raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I do solemnly affirm. Solemnly affirm. That I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University. I will faithfully serve the students of Towson University. Execute all of the duties. Execute all of the duties. And responsibilities of this position. And responsibilities of this position. And strive to achieve. And strive to achieve. The high level of expectation. High level of expectation. That accompanies a position. That accompanies a position. Within the Student Government Association of Towson University. I will preserve, protect, and defend. Preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution and all other governing documents. Constitution and all other governing documents. Of the Student Government Association of Towson University. Of the Student Government Association of Towson University. To the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Okay. What you business? I mean, you want to the floor. Senator Crosby.
I motion to inquire about budget bill number 1.
Does he have a second? Senator Washington, Marion.
I second.
Wonderful. Moving to, all right, moving to a vote. To review, budget bill number 1. Inquire, sorry. All those in favor? All those against? All those abstaining? With that, we move to budget bill number 1. All right, Treasurer on Walker.
All right, I'm pretty sure you have to turn this to know what it looks like. I'm Treasurer David Malone, but I made the FIC for operating budget this annual school year. And yeah, I can see our A budget numbers come out to $627,447 for the executive budget and $1,175,293.50 for the student orgs. And as you see on the right, you have the FY23 actuals in the budget. So the budget was what was proposed by Treasurer Correa this year, and you can see the differences in the actual that was spent. So a lot of the budget was based on previous allocations and actual things like that. Any questions so far? Okay. So now to the executive budget. Don't want to waste a lot of time, but I'll give brief descriptions for each line item when I can. The college non-structural support. Can everybody see the numbers? Yeah. Okay, so I'll be repeating them. But the college non-structural support is plays to help you navigate our boss city and station and SGA provides that funds for, along with some other schools, things like that. And the USA Today Research Program, that's the newspaper, is being consistent. Mostly are contractual under the executive budget, so they can never be changed, just management changes. But yeah, in the election, we all know about SDA election. This goes for the current resources we use during the election. Then inauguration of Equid, SDA inauguration happened last year around May. And banquet is just for all of us come together at the end of the at the end of the school year and look back on what we completed. So how we get like the school year. Discretionary, that's for the president. Like all that to you, I know the site with the where you see like football games, homecoming, things like that. We used to put that to run it. So that's where that comes from. Food share support, that food scarcity, things like that, we support the students in need who may have financial shortage, in a situation where they need that. SGLA hosting halftime for homecoming. So I don't know if you guys thought that Drew State is also, that's where that comes from. The list master events calendar that, oh, just kidding. The, the Lovelace Master Events calendar is contractual university. We try to put that South University, Northeastern, Maryland Council Board, that's our other campus. These fees come from those students at school campus, so this is directly for us. That's where that comes from. And then we do private council, not sure if you all are familiar with the President Council, but allocate for those. And then these two right here became the protocol, and it's on us. We belong to fund those and sponsorships. These sponsorships on campus, things like that. And the big event was the big event we had at the end of the school year. We did new research and like that. So this is our event, and it also relates to alternative breaks people to the bottom of the budget. We'll go there, that the whole budget for that, but that goes into the bigger event right there. And then Eugene, I believe the definition for that, the Google definition. So you have to use Eugene collective with student organizations over submission is to educate public students who identify as African youth. So that's the funding for that, or they have like a retreat type thing where they have with that. So that's where a lot of those go to. The green fee, they automatically take a 0.005%. Pretty sure this Jada that implemented this. Thank you, Jada. And yeah, so we go down now to the summer retreat. I'm happy a lot of you guys came out. Did you have a good time? All right, I'm hoping we can do it never was one thing. But if you look at the actual total, it was $25 just for the summer retreat. That's all. You know, so we like to continue the retreat. We pretty sure a lot of volunteers, things like that, so we keep that going. So we just gave that again for the winter retreat. Going into the initiatives, we had, I don't know if some of you went to High Pride Day, last year, but I know I had my fun and I got my fair share of things from there. So that's where that money goes to, towards, director of and a lot of initiatives like that, that builds on where you take it to the next level. Marketing, we've been trying to do a lot of marketing. Pretty sure you see that here on campus, some of you guys were able to apply when we saw different things on the floor. That's why that goes to merch, things like that. Welcome to Towson Support, take over. Self-explanatory, the general initiatives. And we go to the flyers, office, things like that, and fees we incur, office supplies. It is around 5,000, and if you just go down a lot of stuff are consistent. But if you look at the phones, we cut a lot of what were on and we weren't using them. So if we were cut, that's why the standard from last year was 392. So we just had to get 500. So is that what cut them? And then printing, postage, and thank you. We like to just keep those a little bit. And FD salary, that's full-time equivalent salary, so faculty, things like that, and you remember conversation, start to get paid with different positions get paid. And then moving on to scholarships, we do have sponsored scholarships, and these are some of them, like the first and very lead with leadership agreements, and then the student relief fund. And so now we go down, so that's what the executive budget goes up, $627,047. And then the rest of that money comes from the student organizations. So last spring, or last spring, Treasury account with the, semester budget, that's what we have in here, but also for the spring semester and then spring for next fall. But these were proposed and we implemented the different, what they're, so same thing for the fall, spring. So you'll be seeing those dates coming up in time, the Senate would definitely be listening, you know, make sure you guys get your work out there, so something's on the table, and, CAD, I know you guys know CAD Tigers and things like that. They had, a lot of these folks have track shoes, so they kind of consistent, but also this year, enrollment was down, you know, this is the biggest freshman class, so the number of us had to be cut because of this, so you can see how it went from 550,000, but they only spent 460,000 last year, so we are here around 500,000 for CAD, 492,900 to be exact. And then SEO is towards the organization that's, the number of calls was called, you know, there's 32 of those, so all of them was more about jerseys, anything, sports teams need. And then, alternative breaks, what I was talking about earlier, the big event, they support that also, and they, but because the budget is up there for the big event, under the executive, need to put it in. And fraternity, so we'll target on, so $9,000, we definitely increase that. They support fundraising for John Hopkins, I believe, John Hopkins Children's Center. So that's what money goes to. And fraternity award, like, I'm not sure who has that to change it, but it was a little that in the different council, as you can see. And now they all get a separate award to spend at the council. And they all give it 2,500 because we should get more better. And then we got the supplement fund, the food fund. Those are just alternative funding that we put in place. We invested for collaboration fund, save fund, and progress. And that came out to $1,175,293.50 for the student hall. Any questions? No? Okay. This is I need.
So I reviewed this yesterday, last time I reviewed some subdivision today. I've asked them a few questions with me and wanted to make sure, and throughout this budget, there are a lot of departments and things here that are underfunded and then overfunded as well. Why is that? Why are, for example, new student development, freshman transfer councils, they spent $1,000, $1,800 in there, giving $5,000 back. When their actual for their fiscal year, they only spent that amount of money, even after they were given $6,000. You know, and this money, I counted 50, close to 9 to 10 organizations and groups like that on this line that were either overfunded or underfunded, and that was based off of the actual stuff they spent that year.
So I think, well, you can ask about each one by one. I don't know, you said there was 9, so you can ask about the other 8 or so after this one. As in terms of the freshman and transfer council, freshman enrollment, this is the largest freshman class ever welcomed. Applications for that council are also higher than the council last year. You don't want to set the bar based on, you know, other freshman councils may not have done as much programming as this is going to be able to. It's also expressed interest in the transfer council more than there was last year at this time. So it looks like the council is going to be larger, the classes are larger. even though enrollment overall is down, it's a really big group we're dealing with. So, my year, we spent more than they spent last year. So, if you go back, to previous fiscal years, other than just last year, you'll see that those councils typically spend over, the 3,000 or 5,000.
of information to the chair. Am I allowed to go through each and every one?
Sure.
Election was one, and that was went up like $500 when they did use all the money that was allocated to them last fiscal year.
Repeat that.
Yeah, but they didn't. Elections. Elections, one of those things that I had as a thing that kind of didn't go down to that whole way. Well, I'm just asking, why was that bumped up, that extra 5? When certain numbers did not get that, does that make sense?
Yeah, again, I understand your mission, every board, and every line item is different based on what requested, what was used, and also was projected. There's always been projections when you're budgeting. Elections, while they didn't use the whole 5,000, like you said, that we're not gonna limit them wholly. How they asked for, how we want to allocate 7,000 or 6,000, okay, we're working with $500 here. Actually, that's the 500, so I think it's realistic that they would spend $4,559.36, and then they could spend 4,500 this year. That's not a huge difference where, like we're looking extremely large numbers here, $400.
Marketing.
Okay,
Marketing has been, getting 1950, they only spent $9,000 out of that.
again, at this point in this fiscal year, we've already allocated and spent more in marketing than we have in last fiscal year. Our goal is to be more front facing and outreach into the student body. I don't know if you noticed the large stickers doing SGA on the ground, the art in the office, all that stuff costs money. We are also, as you see, this room is more full than last year. We have more members that need more polos, and more quarters, and more names and tags. All those things begin to quickly add up, so that would account for the increase in the marketing line item.
My last one, food share. Food share was one of the things that is considered under budget, considering something used $3,737, and that's widely used on campus. So why is that being under budget? But our marketing is 19.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that what you're looking at, it was allocated 2,000, and that was a transfer. So that shouldn't be over that number. I think the old system that we use with QuickBooks, something was taken out of like wrong line item. So because we allocated the 2,000, I can tell you they used the 2,000 for it was marketing, and it did not go over the 2,000. So I mean, it's just like a computation in the accounting error, but it did not go over 2,000, and food share is very great for the 2,000. I'll also direct you to the 12,000 allocation that we did. I was happy to create when I was the treasurer. A lot of that also goes to now called the hub, and food share is absorbed into the hub now. So that brings our total allocation to that group, to 1,000 to support students overall.
All righty, is there any more questions, comments, or concerns? Representative Lewis. Can somebody?
I just had a question about the regular budget. There are 4 groups on here that are receiving money, but not MPHC. So we fixed it. They all receive the same amount. It's just on the sheet.
Oh.
It is on the new Excel sheet online. We didn't put this.
Gotcha.
Use your mic, please.
We are technically voting on the paper as itself, with everything here. So if we are adding more to the line item, can we get a new bill for a second reading?
Yes, we have a new bill for second reading next week. All right. With that, any more questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, we'll move on to, leadership election. All right, now we're going to leadership, elections, I do recommend that we break the rules. So that we can allow all senators to vote within the leadership, so they all have the same who comes to leadership.
I move to break Senate rules and.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah. Senator Luke.
I believe that will be on that rule.
All right, does he have a second? Senator Ryan,
A second.
one vote, so we'll go into a vote. All those in favor of placing the rules? All those opposed? All those abstaining? All right, with that, then the rules are break for some leadership positions. Okay, before we move forward, this vote will be great, in the room. So we have some paper that was ripped up, so people can write their nominations on pieces of paper. We're doing it this time. So yeah. Paper vote, Senator White.
We're writing down.
Speak, do you microphone, please?
We're writing nomination or are we writing the votes on it?
You can write for each respective office, you can write who you want, like after you do the nominations, like we'll put nominations, whoever you want to nominate, they come to the front, have their look you, say their speech. And then have to step out the room, and then whoever, if there's multiple people that stay in the office, you can write your pick on a piece of paper. And then we can send it up there and we'll figure out to be that leadership position after, if that makes sense. All right. So that being said, would anyone like to nominate an individual for Senate position? And then the board mayor.
I'll nominate myself.
A second.
Senator Ron.
Okay, we withdrew. Sorry. All right, and Senator Martin, Senator Ryan. So they can. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Now, myself. Go ahead.
How's everyone doing? Here. So, for those that don't know me, my name is Chief President Mary, and this is actually my third year as SJ Senator, so. Thank you. And I would say that the most valuable information that I learned was actually my last year as a senator, to the board. This experience gave me the confidence to be able to come before you today and promise you an even better standing than last year. Last year, I was the president pro tem board, and he powerful information that allowed me to be able to make the Senate better and get better chemistry. I believe that the Senate is one of the front branch of SGA, and I dedicate my time and my talent abilities to make sure the Senate is the best it can possibly be. Thank you.
So when I think about why I wanted this position, the first thing that comes to mind is growth. Some of y'all may know, some of y'all may know, but last year was my first year with SGA, unique year to say the least. I started off the regular senator, then I went for his government operations chair, then I also served as attorney general. I even had a small stint at President Pro Tem Board. So it was definitely an interesting year. But just being up here right now makes me reminisce to about a year ago today, when I was confirmed to be a regular senator. And so after I was confirmed, I would just come in the office, I sit down, I would talk to nobody, I would collaborate, I did the bare minimum. And so in turn, my experience was just what it was. I didn't maximize my opportunity and take grasp of what was around me so I could make the administration better and make myself better. But as I learned to grow and, get better through time, my experience got much better. I started writing bills, I started getting more opportunity. With that, more positions came, government operations chair, attorney general, them for me. So with that, it was a good experience, and I'm forever grateful for bouncing around with those positions. Some people may not want to feel comfortable role throughout the year, but I'm grateful for it because it made me better. Not just as a person in this administration, but as a individual, as a whole. So I want to say this right now, so all of you elected for this position, I promise you I'm gonna grow for sure. But also gonna promise you that everybody in this room is gonna grow. Directors, executive, senators, judicial branch, everybody can grow. This has stuff with me was team really strong, weakest link. Last year, I was on the bare minimum to stay on the weakest link. I was holding the administration better. As I got better, the administration got better. So I know y'all familiar with fractions. It's about give or take 50 people in this room right now in the administration total. If everybody does their 1 out of 50, we can all come together for something great. I do my 1 out of 50. President Coolidge does 1 out of 50. Director Farmer does her 1 out of 50. Senator Lou does his 1 out of 50. Advisor Harris does her 1 out of 50. Everybody comes together and does their 1 out of 50. We're gonna get the result we want for ourselves and for the student body. That's what it's all about. So I can come to you now. Y'all let me do this position. I'm gonna give y'all the result y'all want, and we'll all go together. So the 103rd administration can be the best Towson's ever seen. Thank you.
Okay, so while we do our vote, I ask you all that you please step out of the room. Thank you.
Got a round of questions? Like it's not.
I'm sorry, so I'll say, call a question. All right, does anybody have any, please? Uh,
It was just more of a comment. Senator Ramsey is a name, and I know we're on a paper vote, so I just wanted to make sure that people knew your name.
Thank you. Edmund Ryan Jr. Sir.
any more questions? Senator White.
As a senator and being here for a year, our court documents and our standing rules of order. And I just ask you all if you know the different types of points to make sure that the chair knows whoever it is, what the different types of points are and how the responses to that. That was
Thank you for that question. I will say I'm very familiar with all the points in the standing rules as a whole. I believe I showed that when the last meeting I had last year where I took I also did on my GA retreat. I was able to inform senators, new senators, any questions they had, anything they were confused about. So I feel like I've displayed that and I'd like an opportunity to do that.
Thank you for the question. I think that when it comes to that role, I'm really the guy because I was former last semester. Every day in formal assembly for SJ, I was coordinating, making sure that SRO was followed to the our abilities. When it comes to that, all the government documents, I'm very diligent in the law because rules committee actually deals with all government documents for SJ. So when it comes to all government documents for SJ, I'm very, very open to that department. Any other questions?
Any more questions? Yes, typically,
Senator Vivian Wilson.
all right, Senator Wilson.
Vivian.
Vivian Wilson,
It's hyphenated.
sorry.
Very fine, Vivian Wilson. I just want to know, I know that Senator, she has more, so you have 3 years and you have 1 year down. And I just wanted to know how, like, what you are offering, like, to maybe make up for that loss of experience.
That's a good one, you made. I will say that although Senator Washington does have 3 years on his belt, the 1 year in House possession that I do have, I feel like since I was bouncing around to multiple positions, it allowed me not only to fill out a role, but to learn a lot, take in a lot, especially as a member of the executive board last year serving as Attorney General. That was a great experience for me, not only because, you know, I was going from the legislative branch to the executive board, but also, Oprah, who was president last year, he had the opportunity to just teach me everything I needed to know. I won't say too much about the former attorney general, but I had a lot of questions coming in, and he really did help me with everything I needed. And then I also had the opportunity to train Attorney General Dowd, who is here before today, our current attorney general, and I'm very excited from what I learned, and I'm just want to apply everything I learned in my experience now. So I feel like just going in those positions really can set me apart from, you know, whoever, because I just had that experience on different things.
Representative Russell, sorry.
Thank you. I had a question for Senator. Yes, so since you have experience in the position, like, and you know the ins and outs, what are you gonna carry over, like, what are the goods, let's say, you get the position, what, like, are the goods that you want to keep, or the bad that you want to change, like, specifically?
That's a very good question. I think one of the things that I would like to keep is I think what's gonna happen is putting better chemistry. I think that I'm very excited to see that you said it and I transform them because I see a lot of people. I see Robert here, very hard worker. I like to, you know, give a round of applause. I think you know, I feel a lot of passion that can be really, really good. And I saw other senators that are eager to learn, so I think that's a great starting point. Something that I would like to change or something that I would like to, you know, amend would just be a little bit more, that's your question. So that's perfect. I would say that what I like to change would be, but it's like, because I think that last year, if you were here, you know, a little bit smaller still, but I think that, you know, we have a lot of, you know, build more upon that same history, actually build, incorporate it into the whole and make the Senate the best it can possibly be.
So, safety is very important, like I said, and third retreat, we had an opportunity to bond and everything. But we also had an in-depth conversation with Advisor Harris on what the upcoming looks like for us. And so I know as a Senate, as someone who wants to be the president, or to be chairperson of the rules committee, something that we talked about was really just overhauling the Constitution. There's a lot of different contradictions in the Constitution. There's a lot of different things that are too specific or too vague, you know, so I really want to implement it, of course, you know, I'm going to really take it upon myself to be where, you know, full of senators who are focused, you know, ready to go, and we're going to work that Constitution the whole year. You know, it's going to take time, it's going to take work, but I'm sure everybody is really willing to do that, so.
All right, that's Senator Luke. Let me get the mic.
Yeah.
Before you start, I would just be taking just questions and then want to move on to the public meetings. So we get, you know, short on time. Everyone's people may have to let it. All right, Senator Luke.
What is like your greatest achievement and what like your going plan here?
I'll say the achievement that I've done was overall training that the Senate lab last year and also building that same chemistry. I would say that the thing that I'm most proud of is accomplishing the tumultuous period of the budgeting process. It's a very, very it was a very, very tumultuous period where a lot of things changed, and a lot of things were also upcoming and new because we came with a whole different Senate. So I think that overcoming that period of time and also learning more and growing from the system was a very, very busy because that period I'll say was what gives me the most credibility because that was a completely new period of time where no one there was actually experienced. Everyone was new and I got very difficult kind of strategy and planning. So I think that that system right there gave you more experience to be able to come for you and be able to explain the bridge.
Thank you for that question. So my greatest achievement last semester or last year in SGA was writing a resolution to implement Narcan in South Campus. I'm not sure if any of you know, but Narcan is something that is used when people are having a drug overdose. So me personally, I know people who have passed away from drug overdose, unfortunately. And they OD. And so this kind of bill, it was a good idea, of course, it was good for SGA, but it was also, for my heart and purpose. So that was something that I really enjoyed doing. I consider that my greatest achievement.
Right, all right. Can you all please talk about the remarks and All right, with an 8-4 vote, Senator Rice is one Senator Pro Tem.
Relinquish the chair, relinquish the chair. Relinquish the chair. And we was playing. I was playing around.
All right, with that being said, we move on to GovOps chair. Does anybody, would anybody like to nominate anybody for GovOps chair? Senator Rice.
President Pro Tem.
I'm sorry, yeah. Pro Tem for,
I'd like to nominate Senator Crosby.
all right, anybody like to nominate anyone for? Senator White?
I like to nominate Senator Washington.
Okay. And Senator Lewis, you have anybody? Okay. People can nominate again, please.
I nominate Senator.
You all accept nominations? Yeah.
Because I was rather something planning to run for something else, then we will respectfully decline the senators for the nomination.
All right. Already. Senator Crosby, Senator Washington Mary, can you please explain why you want to be in this position? All right, if you don't know, I'm Cliff, making a lot more today. But returning senator in the last administration. In the past year, I sat on Senate Selection Committee. I also served as vice chair for Appropriations, Rules, and Government Operations. And also got to finish the year as Government Operations Chair. Also, the past year, I've successfully written and passed the most legislation of any senator. Outside of SGA, I was happily elected as Vice President of Undergraduate Student Affairs for the University Student Systems of Maryland, where I represent over 100,000 students across 12 different institutions. From creating a new committee that devotes the youth year to defending student resources and even develop legislation that's going to hit students across the state of Maryland. I really grabbed all the necessary experience needed to be your government operations chair. And through that experience, I developed a relationship with admin and faculty. In the last year, I've met with the Vice President of Undergraduate Student Affairs Service, Early Services, and Office of Technology Services, where I met with them to information for this position, how SGA can lean on them if they can rely on to pass legislation. It is my goal as your chair to bridge that gap between them and the Senate so we can pass successful legislation, impactful and meaningful legislation. And also my goal as government operations chair to sit down with any active member and really bridge pushing whatever legislation they may have. I'm passionate about the student body as well as leading a successful Senate this year, and I hope you guys see me fit to be your government operations chair.
Did I have the nomination? Not this nomination. Oh, I didn't. Oh, you don't have to.
All right, so in the interest of time, we're going to like limit questions to 2 and remarks to 3, please. So anybody have any questions? Senator White?
I call the question. I was only here.
Wait a second. All right. A second. Senator Pro Tem Watkins.
I second.
All righty. So wait, we'll move toward the question. All those in favor of the question? Yeah. All those opposed? Those abstaining? Then, with that, call the question is that Senator to do.
Motion for a hand vote.
Hold on. Progress on. Motion for a hand vote, there was any. Senator Ryan.
I second.
Senator Pro Tem Ryan. Okay, move to, get a hand vote, all in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Okay, with that,
You can vote if you want to. You can vote.
Okay.
We spend the time.
no, but we, they,
Vote on a hand.
All right, that being said, all those in favor for Senator Thomas to be the officer? All those opposed? All those abstaining? All right, all right. Thank you. Congratulations. All righty, next on, we'll be moving to the appropriations chair, the would like to nominate Senator Chair, Senator Washington Murray.
There might. I would like, ooh, Mike.
There we go. I'd like to nominate Senator White.
All right, we'll accept the nomination.
I respectfully accept.
All right, would anybody else like to nominate anybody?
Oh. Oh,
Anybody like to nominate one? Attorney General.
I'd like to nominate Senator Washington Mary.
Yeah.
no.
All right. Some more time, just to close it. Hold on. Direct on time.
I would like to nominate Senator Jackson.
Personal privilege.
All right. Treasurer,
I nominate Senator.
all right, any more? Any more nomination? Once, went twice. We could do. All righty, and for two individuals who are up here for appropriation chair, could you please give us a little small speech about why you want to go for the approach chair?
Hi, my name is Steve White. I've been a senator for going on my second year. First off, I've been treasurer for many different organizations many different times. Starting all the way back into high school, where I was deputy treasurer of SGA for high school, and became treasurer for SGA my junior year. I stepped down my senior year because I knew that I would go into a role as band president for at high school marching band, where I assisted the treasurer team and finance team for making the budget for the students that were in band. After that, when I graduated, I became treasurer of the Edgewood School Alumni Association. And then now I'm actually vice president of the Edgewood High School Alumni Association. I'm treasurer of my fraternity. I'm also the members of finance committee for two churches. I'm an advisor to one, and I'm a active member of the finance committee. I finances and budgeting and things like that is one of my forte, along with bylaws and things like business law is and computational law is what I'm looking at to study. Any questions for me?
Before your question, there's two questions per individual.
This question for me, but you just where's the between finance and appropriations for our senators?
So, good job as the chair, as of appropriations, and as me as chair, is to not only review budget and finance changes and budget bills that come before our committees, but to also, which I'm assuming that we did in first reading, review and go through in committee while we're on this upcoming meeting, whatever that committee is coming through. Am I correct? Am I correct on, is that going to committee?
You would like to start your meeting, if you would start having a win and you'd like to start your meeting, sure.
Yes, and that would definitely be one of the options we do as the finance committee, I mean, as the appropriations committee to the Senate, along with helping the pro temp review our financial policy. I think crucial that the appropriations committee reviews and goes through our financial policy before we do budgeting for student orders. And then I think that the rules committee work that through with them as well. Does that answer your question?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Right.
And Vivian Wilson, that's okay.
Vivian Wilson.
Vivian Wilson.
You said you were in the fraternity. I was just wondering if that like bias would affect how you would want to allocate money for group life.
Absolutely. I would tell you, my family has taught me, my grandfather's always taught me that, grandson, whatever you do, you need to make sure that you're fair. So that way, whatever job that you are seeing and doing, that you are always trying your best to stay fair and stay neutral into the situation at hand. So don't get me wrong, there were times where I would think, oh, I know what Greek life is doing, so I speak to them. And I go to most of the meetings, and I figure out what they need money for. And yes, as a senator, I'm gonna naturally advocate for them. However, when it comes to the good of us diversity, and if it's just kind of the budget, then the fair thing to do is not do that. It's not a good thing. Good for the budget. That's your question.
All right, thank you, Mr. White.
Yeah, so as we all can probably guess, I am new to SGA. And so I'm not gonna stand here and list like accomplishments and everything because I haven't made any yet. And I say yet for a reason. I believe that I try to take after Senator Pro Tempore Ryan's, I guess, because when we were gone, and we had the discussion, President Colquitt was saying you were one of our success stories. How you came not really knowing much, but you made a difference, you made change, really put your head down and got in the vibe, got in the mood, and did everything you could. And I think that each one of us in here have potential to do exactly that, especially the new senators, especially me. And I want that chance to prove it all to you. And in likeness of like the questions that were asked, I might not have known the correct way to answer the finance question. I'm able to learn, I'm passionate. I worked not in SGA, but I worked because of personal relations. I was helping out. So I already had that kind of connection. I was helping election this year, last year, so I think in that sort of way, I can be ready for this position. And also in light of fairness, I mean, I'm a criminal justice major. Like, I was originally going to be one of the judges, but I knew that I really wanted, I talked to Jenna about this. I really wanted to not just say yes or no or battle of ethics or anything. I wanted to make a change. And I believe that with the Senate, I can do that to truly empower and strengthen and like give that voice to the student body.
I know you said you're new to SGA, which that's all good to know, like I said, with Eddie. Excuse me. So can you tell us about any experience you had on campus?
Yeah, I was with ROTC. I'm in Pre-Law Society. I'm in a few other clubs, and I'm thinking of joining student organizations. And I feel like this is definitely the right step. Oh, and I was an orientation leader, so I have that personal connection with the student already. So yeah.
All right, any last questions before you have to step out? Going once, twice, so, okay, Julie, step over, you do.